guys, how's it going? It's JR Real Life Films. Just thought I would vent a little bit with you and share a little bit of some situations. I won't go into any specific names or specific details, but I just want to know your opinion on how you would react, what you would do, and if you were the management, what would you do and how would you react? Alright, everybody knows how a corporate environment is to a certain extent, if you've ever worked. If you have worked in a corporate environment, you will kind of understand exactly what I'm talking about right from the bat. Alright? So straight off the bat, everybody knows no matter where you work, corporate or not, McDonald's, flipping burgers, it don't matter where you work, you're always going to have people that you do not agree with, or that don't like you, or some kind of drama that's not necessary. A childish kind of immaturity, either because they're insecure about their own selves or they just don't like you. Okay? So, with all that being said, I have two different kinds of scenarios to tell you about. One of them has the direct impact of the following is you are an employee and you have lots of experience, so you're not new to this job per se. And you do a specific task that is slightly different than everyone else in your department. Alright? So you're in a corporate environment, you work for a department, but your job is slightly different, dealing with certain things that are complicated but not dealt with on the same level as everyone else. Alright? So you're the Lone Ranger, you do your own little projects, you have your own projects that you deal with, that you're assigned to from your management. Alright? Anyways, so your workstation or your computer is set up with all the tools that you need specifically for the projects that you do. Okay? Now, something goes wrong. Let's say something like the way your machine is set up, and someone in your office that doesn't like you decides to say to the management in front of everybody, this user or this person, not naming names, has a machine that is not set up like everyone else's, and therefore is in violation of our corporate code, and something needs to be done about it. Okay, so management's like, yeah, I understand that there might be a violation or something going on. You know, who is it? I'm not going to drop any names. So they say, I'm not going to drop any names, I'm not going to say anything. So after a while, the conversation lowers its tone, or when everybody's at lunch and the persons keep talking about that individual, the one that does the special projects, that has a special machine that does and is set up with special tools. So it's obviously that their machine is not the same as everyone else's. It's not mirrored the same. Alright, well anyways, the point that I'm getting at is after we get back from lunch, we get a nice little nastygram that it's intended because it's addressed to that individual, that guy that's on special programs. But what happens is everybody in your corporate environment, outside of your management, including all employees, including all departments, receives this email saying, I don't know, this guy's an idiot, he doesn't know what he's doing, everyone's machines are messed up, and if you have any problems, contact me and I will fix them myself, because the guy that or girl that has this problem on their machine or their machines that they work with is in violation of the company code, and I'm the only one that can fix the problem. And then as you put your signature block in there, you hit enter about 15 times, and at the bottom you put a nice little friendly comment done by text. And we're talking about like text symbols. To the average person that doesn't really text that often, if you look at the email you would think it's just a typo. But for people who text often, you would exactly know what this was, and it was a very specific derogatory comment meant for the intended person on the top of the title. But because, quote unquote, they did a typo and put all instead of the guy's name or the girl's name, it went to all employees throughout the entire company. But the way the email was written was specifically geared to be for all people and not specifically to the person that it was needing to be addressed to. So the first part of the email starts off like, you need to fix all of your machines. And then the next part of the email goes, everyone who has problems needs to contact me because it's in violation of the corporate rules. So how would you handle that? How would you handle that? What would you do? Would you go to management and say, what the heck is going on with this? Knowing good and well that management saw the email and did nothing about it or said anything about it because they are, they're the ones who pretty much told this person, send the email out. But instead of management saying anything about it or doing anything about it, you're left there with nothing. You can't, nothing to protect yourself. Except for this email that's obviously a slam against you where the whole company sees it. Now, to make things worse, let's say you are the guy or the girl that is the intended victim. Alright? You're not at work. You can't defend yourself. You can't view the email. For whatever reason, it's Friday and you decide to go home early, or you took a vacation, you were gone for a week, and all of this happened while you were gone. So you have no way of knowing that any of this stuff happened until you got back on Monday or back from your vacation and you see this email that has been blasted and been sent out all day long Friday, all day long Saturday, all day long Sunday, and all day long Monday. There's no retracting the email. It's out there. Everybody knows that you're an idiot because it was meant for you, but it went to everybody. Alright, adjusting my phone. Second thing. The second one I have is same kind of scenario, except for everybody on the team does exactly the same job you do. Or they have the same title you do, but you do different things. So, let's say that you're a computer guy, and you work on a lot of computers and a lot of servers, and your job is to maintain servers and maintain user accounts and stuff like that. All right, and you legitimately make a very big mistake, very huge mistake on an account or a folder. You delete a folder that says items to be deleted. It's an items to be deleted folder, and instead of you going into the folder and deleting specific items out of that folder, you end up deleting the entire folder where you can't recover it. It's gone. But the corporate environment has backups. Thank God for backups. Except your supervisor, or not supervisor, the person who's responsible for building those servers did not have the opportunity to build that server the proper way, which would be you. You're the one who's in charge of building servers. But the guy who was in charge of his own server, which is the backup server, failed to follow protocol, meaning in an IT environment, what you do is you have a test server. It goes, before you even take it live and put it in production, you have a test server that you test thoroughly before you transfer everything over and make it live. The guy that built the server did no such thing. He went straight from building the server and made it live without testing anything. The next day he finds out, oh crap, this server failed, there's all kinds of issues. Now we got no backups. So now you, the guy who does the job of creating the file and deleting the items to be deleted in that file, has no backup, no way of recovering anything that was supposed to be backed up. So now you're left with nothing. You're told by the backup guy, I will work on it. I'm gonna try to get this fixed, because he's in trouble too. His server just crashed, and it's just as much his problem as it is the person who actually deleted the file. All right, so you go home thinking, okay, this guy's gonna work on this issue and it should be fine tonight. Wrong answer. And you inform management. There's a problem. You inform the other employees that are around you. There's this problem. This is what happened. This is what I did. and I'm waiting on the recovery guy, the backup guy, to go in and try to recover these files, because he says he kind of might have it somewhere, but he doesn't know, and it's all up in the air. You don't know. It's confusion. But you leave anyway. You go home. The next day you get into work, and you see a nice little email in your box that says your account has been closed. Once management gets in, go talk to management. Okay, fine. I know, and you know, and you're the guy who made the mistake. You deleted the file. Everybody knows that you deleted the file and you made a big mistake, a big boo-boo. Everybody knows it. Okay, so it's one thing that you know it and they know it because you told them about it. It's another thing to be called out in public, out loud, yelling at you to say that you are an idiot. Now, of course, I'm paraphrasing, but the gist of it is, you're an idiot, and I'm going to let everybody in the office and within hearing distance of me yelling at you that you're an idiot, you don't know what you're doing, you deleted this, and it could have been something major. Right. Okay, I got that. I understand I made a mistake. I owned up to it, and I tried to fix the problem. Couldn't fix the problem because there was no way to do it. So that's what you tell them. So, because you're a big person. You got balls. You stand up to it, and you own up to your responsibility, your problems. Okay, so you got that. Now, what should have been done properly? Management should have took you to a room and had their counseling in private behind closed doors. If she wanted or he wanted to yell at you, all they wanted, they could. Because it's between you and the manager and the issue, what you did wrong. Now, what is my problem with this whole thing? The way that it was done. Yes, my account was disabled, but for you to yell at me and belittle me in front of all of my peers and in front of everybody in the corporate environment is totally incorrect. Totally wrong. I would not do it. And I don't know jack diddly squat about that manager's position, except for I know that I can run that position better than that person can. As a manager. I'm not saying that I am smarter than that person by any means. And do I want that position? Hell no, because I know the stress level that that person is under. But the way that things are handled, when someone makes a mistake and they legitimately say, I made this mistake, I messed up, and they own up to it, is it right for that manager to call you out loud, in front of everyone in the office within hearing distance? Even people who didn't even know you messed up are hearing you, are hearing about you messing up. Do you think that's right? I know from my experience in the Marines, if I was going to counsel another Marine, and let's say they were the opposite sex of me, I would already have the same rank or higher rank with me of the opposite sex that matched the sex of the person that I'm with. So for example, I'm male, the person I'm counseling is female. I would have a staff sergeant or someone of a higher rank with me that was also a female, so that they could pay witness and there would be no kind of shady anything, any question, any doubt of what happened in that meeting. And it would just be us three and the issue in a room, closed doors. And if it was that serious of an issue, I would have had a reprimand, typed it up, and a counseling sheet typed up, so that we could say, this is what we're going to talk about, this is what we covered, and this is our plan of action. If you make a mistake again, there'll be a second notice, the third time you're out. One of those kind of things. That's how we were in the Marines. We dealt things behind closed doors, and if things got out of hand, it went to NJP or higher. Some cases, depending on the case, it depends on what happened. But in this situation, it was minor. You didn't do anything that was life-threatening or would crash the entire company. But at the same time, for someone, your manager, to go and belittle you in front of all coworkers, including the entire company, out loud, is wrong. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. What do I know? I'm not a manager. I am a